Okay, so let's get started. We're just going to start sat here, legs out in front, and then as we've done before, just gently pulling the knee into the chest. Squeeze it in nice and tight. Okay, keep it going. Okay, and from there we're going to put hands behind, so we're nice square shoulders. Bring those heels in towards your centre of mass, and then send those knees from side to side, keeping your bum on the floor. Okay, great. Couple more. Okay, from there we're going to come up to seated cross-legged, and here then we're going to put both hands on the floor in front of us, and we're going to stretch up and point towards the ceiling and looking up as well, and then onto the other side, and we're going to go through that for about 10 reps. Okay, lovely. When those 10 are done, we're just going to do some shoulder rotations. Backwards. And then some forwards as well. Okay, great. Okay, so from there, we're going to take our legs out. So they're about 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And then from there, sitting there, we're just going to go into some very gentle trunk rotations. Probably going to feel a bit of tightness through the hamstring. Okay, and then from there, we're going to put our hands down in front of us. We're just going to walk those fingers slightly forwards. As soon as it gets to a tighter position, we're going to stop and pause for 3 breaths. Okay, and then we're going to walk those hands back to the middle, or back to the centre. We're going to go out again, see if we can go a little bit further this time. Walking a bit further, holding for 3 breaths. And back in again. I'm going to go one more time. We're going to walk out a bit further. And then hold there for 1, 2, 3 breaths. Okay, and back in again. We're going to do the same now on the right leg. So we're going to walk down that right leg. When we get to that point, we're going to hold there for 3, 2, 1, and back. We're going to go in again on the right leg, walking down that leg further down, holding 3, 2, 1, okay, and back. And we're going to go down for 5 for this last one. So walking a bit further down that leg towards the ankle and holding for 5, 3, 2, 1, okay. Heading over onto the left leg. We're going to walk down that left leg till we get to that point where you can feel the stretch. And we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Back up again, okay. Going to go back down again. Maybe slightly further, holding for 3, 2, 1. And relax. And then back down for the big 5. So heading down now towards the ankle, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so from there then, we're just going to help with a little bit of movement to help loosen those hamstrings. So we're going to roll back, then come up, legs out like they were, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, reaching forwards. And we're going to roll back and reach forwards into that position. So we're not going massively aggressive with this movement. We're just using that kinetic energy from the roll to put a bit more range through the hamstring stretch. Alright, let's do 3 more. Okay, excellent. Right, that's the hamstring started off. Okay, so let's come up into half kneeling here. From here, we're going to do some more trunk rotations. As we open out towards the rear knee, we should feel it through the inner thigh on the front leg. Okay, so as we get warmer into this movement, let's try and push the range a bit further. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to stop, come back to the middle. We're going to keep our legs where they are, and then if your left leg's forward, we're going to drop the right hand down to the floor. So, and then from there, we're going to take the left hand down to the floor as well, so both hands are in front of us here, and then we're just going to look and point towards the ceiling with the hand that's on the side of the front knee. Looking up and rotate down, looking up and down. Let's do 3 more of those. 2, 1. Okay, and then back up into this position here, into that half kneel. We're going to put both hands out in front of us. The hand that's on the side of the front knee is going to stay pointing forwards. The other hand's going to open us out for 5 in total. Okay, and 5. Great. Once we've done those 5, we're going to swap legs and we're going to go through that on this side as well. So other leg forward, maybe the right. We're going to go into those trunk rotations again. Okay, and then we're going to drop both hands down, so the right hand's just on the inside of the right foot, and then with the hand that's on the same side as the front foot, then we're going to look and point towards the ceiling and then rotate down for 5 in total. Okay, once those 5 are done, we're going to come back up into that high half kneeling position. The hand that's on the same side as the forward knee is going to stay pointing forwards, and the other hand's going to open us out. All sounds like a lot of complicated instruction, doesn't it? Alright. Okay, let's work a little bit on that spine. So we're going to come down to hands and knees, and for 10 reps, we're just going to work through sitting our hips down through, up into a nice high-chested cobra position, and we're just going to send ourselves back, push down into the ground, and then forward. So we're going to do this 10 times. Every time we should be feeling a little bit looser in that forward position with the hips down. We should be able to get hips a little bit lower and move into a little bit slightly more of an extreme position every time. Once we get to rep number 10, we're going to stop in that rear position, and we're just going to stay there just for about 30 to 45 seconds, okay? So once you've done rep 10, send yourself back, those hands pushing down into the floor, sink down into the floor, and just hold yourself there for 30 to 45 seconds. Enjoy the stretch of your back. Deep breaths. Okay, last 10 seconds now. Okay, and back up to hands and knees. Hands and knees then, we're going to go into the cat-cow. So top position, driving that spine up into the ceiling, looking down towards the knees. Bottom position, drive that belly button down towards the floor, breathe out and looking forwards, alright? So push that spine up, look down towards the knees, drive the belly button down towards the floor, look forwards, work between nose. Okay, a couple more here. Okay, one more. Okay, great. We're going to stay hands and knees from here. We're going to put fingertips to the forehead, elbow pointing down towards the floor, and for 8 on each side, we're going to come up into a nice twist, slight pause at the top position. When you've done your 8, change sides. Okay, when you've done all 8, grab a drink. We're going to come back to that movement in a second with some long pauses. Okay, so what we're going to move on to is we're going to do sets of 3 of that rotation, but with a 10-second pause on each one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up in that top position there. We're going to pause for 10. That's how we're going to do it. Okay, I was beginning to get a bit of cramp in my shoulder there, so if that happens, just drop back down again and reset when you can. Okay, so doing this together, then we're going to get into position with the elbow pointing towards the floor, and then we're going to start raising up now to the top position. We've hit the top, we're pausing for 10. Three, 2, 1, and down, slowly down. Back up towards the top, we're going to go up for another 10, so we're at the top and we're pausing for 1. 9, 10, tracking slowly down again, and one more time to the top. We're at the top, pausing for 10. 5, 2, 1, and down. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side now. That's a lot of time spent in that good position. Okay, so left side, or whichever side you didn't just do, fingertips to forehead, elbow pointing down towards the floor. Let's start tracking that elbow up towards the ceiling, and we're going to pause for 10. 3, 2, 1, and down. That side's considerably tighter for me. And up again, pausing for 1. 9, 10, down, and up for one more. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down again. Okay, great. So we're going to just continue on that theme of opening up the upper back. Let me just move this out of the way. So we're going to go into our ITYWs, which I think we did last week, but let me just try and explain them better this time. We're going to be laying prone, so face down. We're going to have our arms up in the I position, out to the Y, to the T, and into the W. What we're going to do is we're going to go IYTW, which puts us into a press up position. We're going to do one press up off the floor, and back down again, and then back up to the I. So that's going to look like this. Head down on the floor, squeezing the shoulder blades, I, Y, T, W, press to the top, back down again, out to W, out to T, Y, and I. Okay, I'm going to go through that 3 times. I'll have a break, then we'll go back again, alright? So, my voice is a bit muffled with this because my face is in the carpet, but I'm sure it'll work. So, starting up at I, out to Y, up to T, into W, hands to the floor, pushing up into that press up, and then back down again. Hands off the floor, W, out to T, up to Y, up to I, okay, back out again to Y, to T, into W, hands to the floor, nice press up, straight body, like a plank, and back down again. Hands off the floor, out to W, then out to T, Y, and I. Okay, for the last time, I, Y, T, into W, nice tight press up, off the floor, back down again. Okay, and then out, W, T, Y, I. Okay, so we're going to build on that slightly now for the next one. We're going to do a press up into a pike, okay? So that press up is going to look like this. If we're doing full press ups, we're going to press up and send ourselves up into a nice high pike position here. If we're doing knee press ups, that's fine as well. We're just going to come up into the top of that knee press up position, then we can tuck our feet and go up into the pike, okay? This is probably going to be the hardest bit of this session today. So we're going to do 3 times through like we just did, but we're going to add the pike into the press up. So let's start laying down on the floor, forehead on the floor. We're going to be doing, okay, we're ready? So we're going to do I, Y, T, W, hands to the floor, press up into that pike, so we're in a nice triangle position from the side, back down again, hands off the floor, W, out to T, up to Y, and I, okay, staying at I, we're then out to Y, T, W, hands onto the floor, push up into that pike, okay, lower ourselves back down under control again, okay, hands off the floor, W, T, Y, I, one more time, I, Y, T, squeeze into W, up into that press up to pike, alright, lowering back down towards the floor, hands off the floor, out W, T, Y, and I. That was 3. Okay, grab a drink. We're going to build one more movement into that for the finale. Let me just try and finish this coffee. Not quite. Okay, so we're going to build one more into that. So we're going to do the whole thing 3 times through again. But this time we're going to do our press up into pike. And we're going to come down into what's called a vinyasa in yoga. So rather than just coming straight down from here, then we're going to dip the chest down first and come up to here. Then we'll lower ourselves back down and continue on with the I, Y, T, W's, okay? So it's going to be I, Y, T, W, press up into the pike. We come down in that dive bomber press up movement, drop the chest back down, back into W, T, Y, and I. Okay, that's a lot to remember. Let's give it a go. So, starting out to I, okay, out to Y, T, W, press up into pike, and we're going to do that dive bomber press up where the head leads, chest comes through, up into that position, head back down towards the floor, hands off the floor, W, out to T, up to Y, and I, okay, great, starting again, Y, T, W, hands pushing through the floor, press up to pike, the head's going to lead on the way down, chest through, up into that stretch, head back down towards the floor, that's 2 done, hands off the floor, W, out to T, up to Y, and then I, and the last rep, I, Y, T, W, hands to the floor, press up into pike, on the way down, lead with the head through, chest through, up, drop that chest and head down towards the floor, hands off the floor, W, up to T, up to Y, and I, and from there, we can relax. We've done that one now. Alright, good stuff. That was quite tricky. Who thought mobility and stretch would just be easy? Okay, so let's work on those hips and glutes now. So as we've done, I think every week for the last 6 weeks or so, we're going to come up seated in this position here, and from there we're going to initiate the movement by both knees coming over to one side. So our 90-90s, we're going to do 20 in total again. Both knees goes over to one side, we lean over that knee, and then we just go across, transfer onto the other side. So we're going to go through that for 20 reps total, so 10 each side. Get those hips nice and warm. Then we're going to spend 2 minutes in that position on each side. We're going to go back into some 90-90s, and then we're going to sit on our chair or footstool or sofa, and we're going to do some direct glute stretching as well then. Okay, nice and steady. I've lost count. Let's do 6 more. Three. Okay, when you get to number 20, stop in that position. I'll get my stopwatch out. There we go. Okay, so let's say there we are. We're going to go forward into that stretch now. So we're going to lean over that front knee and we're going to relax there now for 2 minutes. So let's get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Let's settle into that movement, try and relax, and what we're going to do is every 30 seconds or so we'll have a think, recheck ourselves, and go a bit deeper into the stretch. Okay, so we're coming up to 30 seconds now, so let's try and sit a bit deeper over that front knee. Try and relax the muscles, feel the stretch through that glute. Okay, it's 45 seconds gone. Sit a bit deeper over. If you can get your elbows down to the floor in front of you, you can get your head down to the floor. Okay, that's a minute gone. Sit a bit deeper. Nice and relaxing down here, deep breaths. Okay, coming into the last 30 seconds now, let's sit a bit deeper, a bit more weight through the chest down to that front knee. Alright, we're into 25 seconds to go. We're going to take 30 seconds after this before we go into the next 2-minute stretch on the other side, so do with that 30 seconds whatever you want. Have a drink, shake anything out that needs it. Okay, we're ready to rest in 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, gently back up. We've got 30 seconds left. Do what you want, whatever you want to do. No, the coffee's gone now. Okay, so we've got about 15 seconds till we're going to go into the next 2 minutes. So get yourselves ready, 10 seconds. Okay, so ready to go then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get over that front knee. It's going to feel tighter than the other one because we haven't just spent 2 minutes stretching it. So So get settled, uncomfortable but not painful. That's what we want. Okay, we're coming into the first 30 seconds, so once we hit that, so there we are, 30 seconds, let's sit a bit deeper. Okay, we're coming up to the first minute, so once we hit that point, we're going to sit a bit deeper again. So there we are, let's try and get a bit deeper into it now that we're getting more used to the position and the glutes getting a bit more relaxed and warm. And the hips as well. If only we could look back at how this felt 6 weeks ago, I'm sure it would have been a lot tighter. Okay, we're just about to go into the last 30 seconds. Let's really push it for this last 30. Sit as much weight as you can through that forward knee. Okay, here's the last 30 seconds now. Okay, so just consider where this front knee is now and the angle that it's at, because that's the stretch we're going to recreate when we're seated in a minute. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, gently back up to the top. From here then we're going to go into 10 90-90s, so half what we did at the beginning. So it should be nice and loose now, so you can get right over, dip down, use the energy of your chest coming down towards your knee to push that stretch a little bit further, a little bit deeper. I think I've got 3 left. Okay, and the last one. Once that's done, come back up to standing, find your chair or whatever it is you're going to use for this stretch. I'll explain the one we're going to do. It's not rocket science, I'm sure most people have probably done it before. But we're going to continue stretching the glutes, and the way it's going to work is we're going to be seated on here like this. We'll stretch the left first, so we're going to get the left foot over the right knee here, so then I'm able to put weight down through this left knee. As you push down here, you should feel a stretch in the outside of the upper leg on that leg. On that leg. So just from another angle, then I'm sat here, square on. Going to put the ankle over the knee here, and I'm going to push down here. You might not want to push down if this is already enough. If you're already feeling enough of a stretch here, that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sit there for 30 seconds to begin with, alright? So if you've already started, then that's fine. But we're going to do 30 seconds here in this position. This could be enough. If that's not enough, push some more weight down through that knee or lean your upper body over more. This is enough for me at the moment. Probably is for you as well. Alright. We've got 10 seconds. And we're just going to switch over onto the other leg. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Nice smooth switch over to the other side. You might find again that one side's tighter than the other. Okay, and let's go again. I find as well that if you can get your other hand underneath this foot and push upwards slightly, that helps the stretch a bit. So we're pushing up on this foot and down on this one, whilst holding a foam. Again, another great stretch you can do. You could be Instagramming whilst doing this stretch, which I'm not, I'm on the timer. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go for 45 seconds on the first leg. So let's get ourselves back up into this position. We might be able to dip a little bit further this time. So let's start here. We've got 45 seconds. Once we've done our 45 on the other side, we'll be pretty much done for today. We've done a lot of work on opening up the upper back today, and the glutes and the hips, bit of hamstrings to begin with as well. Okay. We'll do a little bit on the quads just to finish. Okay, so push a bit deeper if you can. That's what we're here for this 40 minutes. Okay, 10 seconds left on this stretch. Really beginning to feel it now in the glute. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. We're going to go on to the other side for 45 as well. Let's get into position. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we've started. Okay, good. We'll go up into a quad stretch. Again, perfect bit of stretching to do after a run. This is the kind of thing we want to do post-training. We wouldn't really want to be doing this session pre. Makes me want to go to sleep. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, lovely. Let's put that chair or whatever it is you've got to the side. We're going to go up into a standing quad stretch. And we're going to go straight in for 45 on each side as we're nice and warm, okay? So let's get ready. Start on whichever leg you fancy. We're going to start that in 3, 2, 1. Standing quad stretch. Ooh, we're here. Pick your point to focus on. We're pulling that foot gently up behind us. We're pushing hips forwards. And we want that knee on the stretching side pointing down towards the floor. If you lose your balance, just reset. What is it people say? If you hold your nose or you hold your ear or something? Not sure. Okay, let's really focus on this deep stretch now for the last 10 seconds on this leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, switching over. We're going to start the other side in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And again, for the quad stretch, there's nothing wrong with holding on to something, because ultimately what we're trying to do right now is not improve our balance or foot strength. We're trying to stretch our quads. So if holding on to something means that we're more balanced and more focused on it, then that's good. Okay, here we go. 20 seconds left. Then that'll be us for the morning. Little and often. Okay, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. There we go.